Yeah.
Hey.
Root Access Live. It's the Root Access Live. What's up,
That's a
y'all?
real actor's life.
See that?
What up?
What's
What's up,
good?
y'all?
What's good?
What's going on?
Well, I guess we just take it from the top. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Happy Thursday to another Root Access Live. We are your hosts. It's yours truly. I am yours truly, your favorite cutie, Coco. To the right and the left, I got my brothers, Mr. Root and Mr. Jinx. Tonight's show is going to be another dope one, just as always. We're going to talk Kyrie Irving wanting to boycott the NBA, start his own league, officers being charged with a murder and a felony, and sadly, my brother, Mr. Root, will tell of a personal experience of blatant racism that he had just a few days ago. And ladies and gentlemen, tonight's guest is the greatest of all time, the man who puts cool in the gang, Mr. Robert Kool Bell. What's up,
Yeah.
fellas? Hey
What up,
guys.
What's
Cole?
Oh,
going
and
on?
if you're just tuning in tonight, we're gonna go through our social media drill. Welcome if this is your first time. Please like and subscribe. To our page. Hit the like button, and also if you're watching right now, hit the share button. Thank you to those who have submitted to Rooted and Booted. We want to touch on that just a little bit more later on in the show. And I just want y'all to keep them coming. And folks are always looking for new talent. So if you want your music exposed to the world, hit us up at rootaccesslive@gmail.com. Remember, we have sole opinionship of what's played here, and we reserve the right to keep it 100 with you all. So get that music in. And again, all questions, comments, and concerns can be emailed to rootaccesslive@gmail.com. And remember, we will read all the live comments as well. So we will be engaging you guys. What's up,
Yeah, make
fellas?
sure they send it. Make sure you guys send it. Even if you know somebody who wants to be an artist,
Yeah.
tell them, we have a Rooted or Booted section. It's a really good way to have your music heard. You never know where this can go.
Hmm.
We all have a sense of influence in gospel music and beyond that. So seriously, if you're an up and coming artist, send your music to rootaccesslive@gmail.com, and we'll go over it more at the end of the show as well.
Absolutely. So what's up, fellas? It's been a week. I ain't seen you. Oh, I have seen you all, guys. For those of you who are watching,
Hmm.
I had Jinx and I had a chance to finally meet in person. We did a pop-up shop at WIMG on Monday morning, was it? Or Monday afternoon
Monday afternoon.
around 1 o'clock. Some of y'all seen us, some of you guys didn't, but if you didn't, you missed it. We had a great time. We had a ball, and just as always, just like we do here, we click as soon as we saw each other. The energy was real. The show was great. We took over Vini's in the public interest. It
We
was just
took
a
it
good
Yeah,
time.
over.
yeah,
We took it over. We did. We did.
we did.
Yeah, it was Root
Remember
Access
at the
Live
end,
takeover for real.
right at the end, she ended up recording us. She wasn't even in the camera anymore.
Hmm. Nah, that
So
was
we
We
took
cool.
did
That
over
was
for
the
cool,
show.
real.
man.
But it was
Uh,
very good to see Jinx in person. That
Yeah,
was
it was
cool. So
great.
I
You know
now
what I'm saying? To get with
now
my
you
family.
you have been officially adopted as my little bro.
Let's go, big sis. We got work to
Look
do.
at that. Look at that.
Absolutely, we
Root
definitely
your
got work
old
to do.
news, so I ain't worried about you.
I'm old news.
Nah,
That's what I'm
but you
saying
gotta
now.
give we gotta give Root credit for putting us together though. For we not even knowing each other and him
Can we
linking
just
us like
leave
that.
him
So
out of
that's
this?
pretty dope.
Can we just have a little brother, big sister moment? Can we leave him out
I'm
of this?
letting y'all have that.
Oh, hugs,
Cause I
hugs.
Air
can bust
hug.
it up. I can bust it up anytime I want.
Oh, don't do that.
I'm
Don't
gonna
do us
bust it
like
up.
that.
We
Don't
we
do us
about to
like
we
that.
about to go against you right now, Coco. When we
Why?
talk
What
our
happened now?
basketball,
What I do?
when we go out when we talk our
Let me.
basketball talk, you always feel
Oh,
left
you know
out.
what? I gotta get me another sign. I done left my other notebook in the
What?
car. I gotta make me another sign. I'm not playing with y'all today. But so y'all y'all might as well just go ahead and get into it then.
No, no, you
Don't
you
don't
gotta
wait
intro
now.
us. You gotta intro us. We're gonna let you at least do that part.
I already introed y'all. We got
No,
Michael Jordan on one side, and I got LeBron James on the other side.
oh Lord, don't even start that.
Nah, but like I said, we got a lot of hot topics, and I do want to start it off with Kyrie Irving. So let's go ahead. You want to start that off with the root?
Well, yeah, Kyrie Irving. We spoke about it a few weeks ago regarding the NBA coming back in August, and it's been a bit of mixed reviews. regarding that, and one of those, a lot of players want to come back, but then others don't. They don't feel that it's safe, and because of what we're going through right now, the climate of the United States, of what's going on, a lot of people are just like, look, let's sit this one out, and we can reconvene next year. Because again, man, when you look at this, it's all about the money, whether it's the money for the players, but it's mostly for the money. It's about the money for the organization, right? So Kyrie Irving, he's been pushing against the NBA's return in August, and so much so he's like, look, let's sit this one out and maybe start our own league. So again, Jinx, what do you think about this? He even went so far as he's really been affected by the death of George Floyd. And he's been like thinking about it, crying every other day about it. Like, this has really affected him. And like me and Jinx was talking the other day, man, this is traumatic for us. If you're Black in America, you may not think, you think because you don't know George Floyd, or you don't know these people who have been killed, or Rashard Brooks, you don't know them, that you're not affected. But it's traumatic to see this every day on the news, people being gunned down, people being shot in the back. We're experiencing trauma. So Kyrie Irving spoke to Steven Jackson, who was a friend of George Floyd, and also a former NBA player. And he's been talking with him, and Steven Jackson even went on record to say that he's really struggling. And I'm talking about Kyrie Irving. So what do you think about this, Jinx?
Yeah, man, I think this is, it's real. One of the things that I think happens is like we get to a point where sometimes we diminish the reality of this. No, this is real. And I understand both sides of the argument, right? Because you have people who are saying, yeah, let's play to kind of give us a break, to get our minds off of what's taking place in society. And then you have the others who feel like if they play, it's going to actually, take away from everything that we're trying to do to bring awareness to the social and systematic injustices that the Black and brown communities and all minority communities have been feeling for years. So I understand both sides. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go to the point where, we're going to start a whole nother league, because one of the things that I will say is the NBA, they have not really missed the mark on racial inequality like the NFL has. The NBA, and kudos to Adam Silver, who is the commissioner of the NBA. He has been very, very vocal as it relates to the injustices. If you think back to the whole situation with the owners of the Clippers, the owner, when there was racist that was said, Adam Silver had the gall to ban this man from the league forever. He stripped him as an owner of the Los Angeles Clippers. So, I ups to the NBA for your sporting leagues, but I want them to feel like just because they don't play, it would diminish what people are trying to do. Because another argument, and then I'll digress, is the fact that these NBA players realize the platform that they have because they are NBA players. And what better opportunity to utilize that platform if I'm on a nationally televised stage. And not only that, the income that I receive from my game checks allows me to then pour back into my community. And I think that's the biggest piece, right? How can we use our stages to promote and then can we put our money? They're not getting paid. And if they are getting paid, it's only a percentage. And if they're not playing, again, they don't have the same platform. So I think it's important that they kind of understand both sides, but I think it's important that they play.
Yeah,
well,
I agree.
is important
And
that
Jinx,
they play.
Jinx, you froze up a little bit. You froze
Yeah.
up. I'm sorry, Coco. You froze up a little bit while you were talking. I don't know if it's something that's fixable or whatever. I just want to make you aware.
Okay, thank you. Let's see if I can.
Yeah.
No, I was just saying that canceling the season could, devastate the salary structure for now and the future of these players. So his statement that he made was not in response to being in a bubble. And, while the statement was bold that he made, he did state that he just wants to focus on the matters at hand, which is the movement against racial injustice and that has surfaced since the murder of George Floyd. The death of George Floyd is weighing heavy on the Black community as a whole. So, yeah. But
And
as of
it's
now, I think I was reading on Yahoo Sports. The NBA doesn't have a definite plan as of now to do anything. So,
Well,
yeah,
I think the players have to vote on the return. The players have to
yeah,
vote. I believe
they
it's
have to
on
vote.
June 24th. I believe they're gonna be voting
It's
on it,
next week.
and that was the whole purpose of Kyrie Irving and Dwight Howard. They're kind of the ones who have led this whole coalition as it relates to not returning. And they're trying to get out in front of it and inform as many people as they can about how they feel because the vote is coming up next week.
Yeah,
hmm
yeah.
well, all right. Well, speaking of basketball, you guys always have sneakers, and we probably skipped our segment. What's on your feet? I know you was waiting for it, bro. So, what you gonna do?
Oh, Dag, I forgot about that portion. Um,
See?
Today, these are the most comfortable sneakers ever. Um, the Yeezy, these are the Zebra. So these are the 350 Yeezys. I think one of the most popular.
Do
Very
I have
comfortable shoe.
a button here that says?
Oh, what button is that?
I
You don't
don't
like
know. That's
Oh,
those?
I don't like Kanye. That's what it is.
Listen,
oh, okay.
I
She's
got
like
one.
John Murray.
I got one of the
Yeah, I
most
don't like.
expensive shoes in my closet on tonight. Like this is one of the
Okay.
most expensive shoes. These are very comfortable. I mean, when y'all see these, y'all gonna understand. I'm chilling tonight. Y'all understand? I'm
He said one of the
chilling.
most expensive. I thought he was pulling out
I
the
had to set it up
Ferragamos
like
that
it
he
was
had on
something grand.
earlier.
No, we're not
Um,
talking about what I had on earlier. Thank you. We're talking about what I have on
Mhm.
right now. So
You can
oh
never go
man,
wrong with the slides,
you
bro.
can't.
you
I'm
can,
sorry.
We
Listen,
relax.
I was in dress shoes. I
You
was in
know,
suit and tie all day. So I just wanted to chill.
and that's all right,
I'm
and
not
that's
mad, bro.
all
I'm not
right.
mad.
That's all right. Now, compared to other wildcats, the leopard has relatively short legs and a
Oh, she
long
got the
body with a
leopard
large
slides.
skull. It is similar in
Okay.
appearance to the jaguar, but has a smaller, lighter physique. Its rosettes are generally smaller
Is
and
she
more
really doing
closely
this right
packed
now?
with
Wow.
simple
Can you do
spots.
mine next week?
Right.
Can
Can
you
you
describe
introduce
mine
my
next week?
shoes?
No,
I'll make
no,
sure I send you what
yeah,
my shoes are, and
Yes.
you can
no.
intro mine.
Yeah.
Nope,
I want you
nope,
to intro
nope. I
mine.
cannot. No, I cannot. No, I was going to surprise y'all, and I'm glad it's just not me who does not have on sneakers today because I'm chilling. I was in the house all day. I'm telling y'all, I had an allergy test yesterday, and it took me out. I got about 40 shots yesterday, so I had to come home.
Whoa.
Yeah, I did. I did. I got a picture of the tray of needles that they brought into the room. It was bananas. Okay. Needless
That's
to
pretty
say,
crazy.
I should have said I gotta go to the bathroom and ran to my car, but I didn't. I sat there. I took it like a champ. It didn't really hurt, but I developed some allergies. I learned of some allergies that I have developed, and I came home yesterday. I took some Benadryl, and I've been out. Like it took me
You've
out
been
like a
out like a
light.
light.
So yeah, so I'm chilling today, y'all. So the leopard sandals it is. Leopard
Don't
little
worry.
slides.
I might
Don't
be
judge
back
me.
next week, but I may not. I might just wear another pair of slides.
Well, it is what it is. But on a lighter note, how about our little brother? What's his name? Keydron. I just wanna live.
Oh
Y'all know that's my
gosh.
song. So
She's
y'all
always singing
know
it.
because I love it, and I heard of the news that he got he was able to obtain a contract from Warner Brothers,
Like a
Yeah,
a
record.
man,
record
he
deal.
got signed. He got signed. Big shout out to him.
So that's
We
super
reported
awesome.
about him last week. It's pretty dope, man. He's been called the singer of the Black Anthem. That's what they've been calling him now.
Wow.
It's like an anthem. His name is Keegan Bryan, 12 years old. Um, he turned heads on social media, of course, with his passionate performance about being a young black man in today's world, and he signed with Warner Records. And his poignant song will be officially released on Friday, which is tomorrow.
Wow.
So make
Wow.
sure you go and download that, man. Let's take that song to number one.
Yeah.
Because like I said, the first night I heard it, Swiss Beats was already playing it.
Yep.
Somebody had already remixed it the first night.
Yep.
So
Wow.
man, big shout out to him. I love to hear stories like that. Again, something so not simple but honest, right? Because of a time we're living in. But again, it's something that we want to hear and something that's I think good for his career.
Mm-hmm.
12 years old, sky's the limit for this young man. So Big shout out to him, man. Big
Absolutely.
shout out to him.
Absolutely. So, did you have something that you wanted to say, Jinx? You were about to say something?
No, we're good.
Oh, okay. I tried to keep it light a little bit, but I do want to get into the story of Mr. Root. Mr. Root has a personal story that he wants to share with everybody. I don't know if you all follow him. Well, you should be following him on social media. But the other day he visited a gun range, and if you watched last week's shows, he was really excited about, going to the gun range, and he and Jinx shared a little dialogue in regards to going. And prior to him going, he Jinx even offered to take him on his own to one near where he lives because he knew there were good people. Lo and
Hmm.
behold, Mr. Root did not take him up on his offer just as of yet because he already had plans with his family. He went out to a gun range and had a terrible experience. Please share that with us today.
All right. So yeah, we on Monday, it was about 9 of us, and she's my friend, but I call her my sister. My sister, she called the head and they let them know everything. And one thing about her, she's very detailed, very detailed. She's like, I'm bringing my family. We have 3 kids with us. Not everybody's uh shooters. Um, she laid it all out, and they basically rushing her off the phone. So she went on to tell them all of that, and they rushed her off the phone. Needless to say, we showed up. It was supposed to open up at 12, but we waited in the parking lot to almost 12:30 because they didn't open the doors yet. And as we're walking inside, I'm already feeling something, guys. Like I'm already feeling something. I'm like, something's not gonna be. I just felt, and when you have those feelings, as a Christian, and it's nothing but the Holy Ghost. There's nothing but God telling you, something ain't right. So we go inside. Now as soon as we walk in, so it's another black family ahead of us, like 5 of them, 9 of us. So already you see all these black people coming in. You're just like, what's going on? So there's no good morning, nothing. We walk in. All right. So are y'all all together? So we like, no. So I'm already like, here we go. I'm like, no, we're not all together. All right, are you guys are together? You got okay. All right. Out of your group, how many of you guys are experienced shooters? One person raised their hand. And he's just like, well, unfortunately, I don't have enough people to train the other 8. So you're gonna have to come back another time. Just like that. So my sister's like, hold up. She was like, no, this is why I called ahead. And I let you guys know. And she was like, I try to just tell you guys, I told you guys everything. I told you guys we had kids with us that's under 18. I laid it all out. And the guy was rushing me off the phone. She was like, we're coming from Jersey, an hour and a half away. Like, and you tell us we got to come back. This was a day trip for us. So he's
Wow.
just like, well, I don't know, but I don't have enough people to train. So she's just like, that's what I'm saying. Like at this point, if I would have known this, like I could have made arrangements to go somewhere else. And he says like this, points, there's the door. Or by all means, I'd like to see if you can try to find another place, is what he says.
Wow.
Really?
Wow.
So of course now everybody's on defense. So as soon as he did this, I know me. I know I'm about to pop off. I know what's going on in the world today. I'm leaving because you don't got to tell me but one time. However, he said that to my boy Brandon's wife. So now Brandon is like, nah, you're not talking to my wife like that. Like, what are you talking about?
Right.
There's the door. And then another worker was just like, because we're not playing this game, is what he said. We're not playing. So she like, what game you playing? Like, what you talking
Right.
about? What game?
Right.
No, we're not playing this game. The guy says, call the cops. Call the cops. Ladies and gentlemen, please understand, when people at white establishments or even outside in the park, we've seen this story time and we've seen this show. Call the cops is like saying, give me a loaded gun.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't do that with us. So you doing that, you already know what it is. The cops is not going to side with us.
Right.
like my wife is saying, she even asked to make a reservation, and they said no, it's not necessary. Just come in. So we did all the necessary precautions before we got there. And Kim, put the name of this place because I can't remember the name of it.
I was gonna say that. Put the name of the place up there
So
so we can be
now,
supporting you.
of course, we're gonna be like, what's good? Like, nah, you can't just treat us any kind of way. But half
Right.
of us left, the other half is still in there talking, or it may be a little loud, but it's just talking. There's no reason to call the cops.
Right.
So now we're leaving, and this is when I started recording. And as I'm recording, I'm telling everybody not to come here. They're on Facebook Live as well. So I'm recording them, they're recording us. And we leave. Guardian Training Center. They're located in Warminster, Pennsylvania.
Mm.
So now everybody's because I tagged them. So now everybody's on Facebook Live and responding. A friend of mine lives in Warminster. She's like, I'm writing the township. Another friend of mine, Pastor Nate Canada, Jenks, he lives in Warminster as well. He said, this is why I shoot in my backyard because I'm not going to that place. I know about that place. So even if you look at the reviews, they got a lot of negative reviews. These people are so petty. Our sister, she's now she put a review on their Facebook page. As soon as she posted, they're responding to her. No, and they put in scripture now. And you're lying, and you should tell the truth. We're not racist, and you guys are race baiting. And she's going back and forth with them because she's like, I got time. Mind you, at this point, we're going to another gun range in Philly, which I would say, by the way, was amazing. And they were white as well, but total different experience. So it's not like we sitting here like all white people are bad. No, but there are some that, let's face it, they're afraid. They're threatened because now we getting ready, because we need to be properly armed as well. And not just for not like we're trying to be, we at war, but just to have protection for our homes. And me and Jinx have talked about this all off the record. So again, you see a bunch of black people now. What? Like my thing is, and I'm glad I was really upset that the kids saw that because my godson, he's 14, my daughter 17, Jaden 17, my nephew. So I'm like, they got to see this. But when I spoke to my daughter, man, she was just like, I never really experienced nothing like that. But my thing is, before racism or anything, like as a business owner, like you should be nice to people because that was a lot of money, is what she said.
Right.
So before anything else, man, be nice. Like I shouldn't walk in a place and feel uncomfortable as soon as I walk through the door. And I'm telling you, we all felt the energy because it's just like they didn't want us there. So they can say whatever they want about, they're not racist and we're race baiting and all that. So it was like, somebody screamed Black Lives Matter, which is, since when has Black Lives Matter been a curse word? You know what I'm saying? Like our people got hung from trees. It was called nigger and spit on and burnt up. So Black Lives Matter and all of a sudden is a curse to you. So it was a bad experience, but I'm glad that it ended up like this. The second place we went to, can y'all put the name of the second place in Philly? They were great. They were very patient with us. One guy in there trained all of us and then more people. It was about 15 people in there. And he said, I usually train about 35 people in this room. So I'm like, see, the last place, I don't have enough people to train. It's a 10-minute training. Tell you how to unload, load, how to shoot. Boom, over. Next person. Like, so all of that bull crap, we don't have enough people to train. You didn't want to train us. You didn't want us there. And that was just the bottom line. They can say what they want to say.
Absolutely.
But again, this is America.
This is America.
Sips tea. Look at him sip his tea.
Unfortunately, that's kind of what we deal with from time to time. But we will continue to fight. We'll stay on the front lines and we'll continue to fight so that we don't have to deal with those kinds of things. But now I'm going to challenge the African American community. It's time for us to open up our own gun range. How about that? We don't have to go to other people. We can go to our own. We can go to our own. But with that, folks, our guest has arrived. And so I want to make sure that we get him on. So, Mr. Root, if you want to do our guest some justice and kind of welcome him on.
Oh, my gosh. I love this part of the show because, as you know, we've been bringing you guys legends over the past 6-7 weeks. Mm-hmm. And this gentleman is it's just crazy, man. Like he they made the songs that make the world sing for real, for real. You talking about they've been sampled, get this guys, 1,691 times. They've been sampled. 131 covers, 17 remixes. They've been sampled by everybody from Diddy to Mace to, you know, Summertime, Fresh Prince. And look, they make the songs that make the world sing. We're going to play a little bit of the songs. Come on, guys. Come on. This is not just black songs, okay? Any party you go to in the world, you hear these songs. You hear these songs. Come on. 1980 was the year. I was 5 years old, but I remember being in the rec center, Roberto Clemente State Park, Bronx, New York, hearing this song when Roberto Clemente opened. I remember at 5 years old. That's what music does.
I'm telling you.
And then we go here.
Hey.
And it's all about the music. This, you know, my daughter's 17. Her music is okay. But this is music right here. This is music. And then we go here. Little Kim won a Grammy for doing this song over. And so many people, and so on and so forth. And then we could even slow it down with Cherish the Love. But guys, without further ado, we welcome to Root Access Live, the Kool and Kool in the Gang, Robert Kool Bell.
Hey, what's going on? How you doing?
Sir.
What's going on, sir?
All right.
And how are you? How are you?
I'm doing fine. I'm on lockdown in O-Town, which is Orlando. I've been here for about 12 weeks now, you know, dealing with the Corona blues.
I know, right? I know, right? So you're in Orlando. So like how you know, how have you been spending this quarantine time? You know, I speak to a lot of artists, and you know, I saw Jill Scott. She was live a few weeks ago. She was like, "Man, I'm happy. I need this." She said, "I haven't been home in 20 years," and I could imagine, you know, you guys, one of the greatest bands in the land, probably did a lot of touring over the past 40, almost 50 years. So how are you, you know, spending this time?
Well, we're working on social media. I'm doing a lot of different interviews, and I haven't been off the road in 50 years. So I'm kind of, you know, enjoying being home or being down here for a minute and trying to figure out what's the next step. Of course, we lost about 40 shows. Looks like we're not going to be back on the road probably until the beginning of next year. But hey, I'm talking to people and friends and like yourself and talking about what we're doing.
Okay. All right. That's good. That's good. Now, when I have people like you on, it's just amazing, man. Legends. And I really love it. I like to start in the beginning, at the beginning. So tell us a bit about how Kool and the Gang started, and did you think it would be, you know, what it is today? Tell us a bit about the beginning stages.
Yeah, we started back in 1964. At that time, we called ourselves the Jazzy Acts, and then we changed the name to the Soul Town Band, and then it was changed to Kool and the Flames. And we had to change the Flames because of James Brown and the Famous Flames, and we finally came up with the name The Gang, which came out in the record came out in 1969, and we changed the name to Kool and the Gang in 1968.
Okay. And after that, what was your I guess what was your first big hit, you would say, so it's kind of solidified you guys as one of the, because back then, you know what, there were a lot of bands. It's not like it is now. You know, there aren't any bands really out now, but back then there were a lot of bands. What would you say was your first big song that solidified you guys as the band to reckon with?
Well, Our very first record did okay. It was called Kool and the Gang. The name was changed to Kool and the Gang. The album was Kool and the Gang. It was the top, actually, it was the top 40 hit, number one, did well on the R&B charts back then. But then things kind of slowed up after that. And we had like the Good Times album and Funky Man and Funky Granny and Breeze and Soul. But the big breakthrough, I would say, was when we came out with Hollywood Swingin', Jungle Boogie, and Funky
Mm-hmm.
Step.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
the door. Yeah.
yeah. And
Like
it's
you
funny
said,
you mentioned Jungle Boogie because that song was sampled 157 times. Jungle Boogie. I'm talking about Madonna, the Loonies with I Got Five on it, and EPMD with You Got to Chill, and so many others. What when you hear that, like what do you think about that? Like, man, it's like you guys really made a mark on music, on not just hip hop, but all genres.
Well, that's amazing because the fact that I didn't really know that it was that many, but I know we were sampled quite a bit. You know, we had to put some people out on sample patrol for a minute there.
I know that's right.
Hmm.
right.
So they passed that
Yeah.
law in DC that record companies had to clear the samples before they can put a
Yes.
record out. I mean, but that's a blessing. I mean, James Brown used to say, "Kool and the Gang" is number two to James Brown. He said, "I've been sampled more than Kool and the Gang. They're number two most sampled band." Well, he was sampled his band.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I mean, it's a blessing because you don't know who's gonna like your music, and it kind of got us more involved with the younger market of the younger fans. When you say people like Diddy or Will Smith doing "Summertime," which was Summer Madness, a lot of the
Hmm.
other artists sample our music. Now they know who we are.
Right, right, right.
Yep.
So now when you hear those samples, it makes you feel good to hear the samples, but are you always happy with the lyrics that are over your samples?
Some of it's good and some of it's not so. Let's put it this way: most of it's been pretty good with the groups that sample us.
I'll
Okay.
be honest with you. I'm one of those younger guys who obviously we hear music, but sometimes we don't necessarily know who the originator of that music is. But I'm 33 years old, sir, and I know your music because my family plays your music at all of the cookouts. You
Yes.
Okay.
cannot
Okay.
go to a cookout without hearing Kool and the Gang. I mean, how does that make you feel to know that your music resonates with families and bringing families together?
It's timeless.
Well, yeah, definitely. We feel great about that because at the cookout you got the children and you got the fathers and the mothers and the grandmothers and the grandpas saying, "Hey, y'all don't know nothing about this music.
Right, right, right,
You don't
right.
know nothing about this music. This is Kool in the Gang." Now you say Kool,
Right. Right.
that was Summer Madness, or Hollywood Swinging with Diddy and Mace, but it's all good. It's all good.
That's dope. That's dope. Now, Mr. Bell, like you said, you started back in like '64, which ironically was around the civil rights movement. And here we are in 2020, a pandemic within a pandemic, with all the police brutality that's still going on. Do you think much has changed, since you started as a group, till now? And have you experienced any racial discrimination even as a group?
Well, it's kind of been on and off during the years with the '60s and the time that we started. And, James Brown would have a lot of protests for music to some degree. Say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. And some of my music, because we did "Who's Gonna Take the Weight,"
Mm.
and that
Hmm.
was the song that was dealing with what was going on today. With all the killing and racism and that, who's going to be responsible for all that? So we have to question people who's going to take the weight. And then we had songs like "Love and Understanding," speaking about the fact that we have been down too long, and that we need to have a little bit more love and understanding each other.
Hmm.
We have had songs like we put it back out again, like Higher Planes. You know, we're talking about higher planes of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Of course, I was in the Nation of Islam at that time, so the music was what it was all about. You know, that's the type of music that we'd write, along with the Hollywood swing or jungle boogie or summer madness, and some of the other tracks. So here we are again. We're dealing with this again. You know, I mean, I'm not a politician. I'm a musician, but I pray that one day that we'll be able to come together. Because music, there's a message in the music.
Mhm.
And if we can just understand what the message is, and maybe it would be a better world. But, you know, I'm not happy about what's going on today. It's not happy at
Yeah.
all.
Does it at any event remind you of kind of what you experienced coming through the 1960s? Do you see any resemblance now in 2020 that you did back in the 1960s?
Hmm.
Well, I guess the 60s and going to the 70s, you had, you know, the different problems. You had the riots in Newark, and you had what was going on in California and the blacks. You know, a lot of that was going on, you know. And yet the music, like Marvin Gaye, some of the artists, what's going on, you know.
Mm.
You know, and now you see that again. I think it's much heavier now than it was back then.
Hmm.
And it's worldwide, not just America. They're protesting everywhere. I've traveled the world many times. I'm looking at what they're saying in Ghana or in South Africa, or even the young people that are protesting in China. You know, they say, hey, we're tired of the old rule. We're tired of the older people telling us what to do. So
Hmm.
the young are rising. You can see it all over the world. It's a young movement going on right
That's right.
Did you ever expect this in your life that you would be sort of reliving this?
now. No, but coming up out of the 60s and uh, uh, being involved with the Nation of Islam at one time, and we were talking about do for self and coming together and really working together as a community. You know, uh, the late Honorable Elijah Muhammad did say that there'll come a time in the day that we'll have the same problem,
Hmm.
and lo and behold, it's here.
Here we
This
are.
is what we're dealing with.
Here we are.
Yeah.
I see you got your Cool
Cool
champagne back
champagne
there.
back there.
Talk a bit about that. About just expanding outside of music.
Well, the Cool Champagne, I was touring over in Europe. We used to tour a lot in Europe. And a gentleman came up to me and he had this idea with champagne with the late Barry White and one of the late members of the Bee Gees. He asked me about what about, taking the champagne and sell it in concerts and taking on your tour bus and et cetera, et cetera. I said, well, I don't think people are going to want to buy a bottle of champagne after they pull up X amount of money and see a show. I said, but what I am interested in is retail. And that's when I came up with the name of the Cool Champagne. And I wanted to have a flavor coming out of Europe, like Dom Perignon, Cristal, Moet Chandon, and to catch on from an international flavor. And that's where I'm at now. I'm online. But of course, right now, things people are not really going out, restaurants are not really open. So, I'm dealing with that. And I'm learning more about this business today.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. Can they
I just
order
learned
it though?
something
Can
I
they
didn't
order it
know.
to their homes?
Yeah, lecoolchampagne.com. Lecoolchampagne.com. You can go online.
Le Cool Champagne. For you
Is that
champagne
cool with a
drinkers,
K?
Le Cool.
Yeah,
That's the only way.
I
And
know.
it's going through, which is I didn't know all about that when I got into it on like Grand Cruise or the levels of champagne, but it's a Grand Cru champagne, so which is good.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, y'all just taught me something new. I didn't know. I did pay attention to the background, but I didn't know anything about him
The cool
indulging,
champagne
Mr. Cool indulging in
and
the spirits. I
some
would say
spirits.
in some spirits. I would say.
A little bit
Maybe
of
I have.
spirits, a little bit of the cool champagne, and then celebrate good times. Come on.
Hello.
There you go.
All right,
You
all
heard that
right.
plug? Did you hear that
I
plug?
see.
I like that.
I
Nice.
see what
That
you
was
did
a
there.
nice play on. That was a nice play on words there. I like that. Yeah,
I see what you
I
did
might
there.
have
I
to
see
get
what
me
you
a
did there.
bottle.
Now, Mr. Bell, like in the beginning when I was playing your music, it's one thing about the music during that time. You in the beginning before you get to the words, you hear the music for at least 30 seconds to a minute.
Hmm.
And so the musicality is just so different, and you just hear all the instruments, you hear the bass, you hear the drum, you hear the horns. Like that's something I think that's so missing in today's music. Do you think we would ever get back to that? The musicality of it all?
Well, I would hope so at some point. I mean, we started as a band, as you know, back in the '60s, and all our music was pretty much instrumental music, and our horns were like our singers. So it started
Hmm.
with
Yeah.
the groove and the horns, and then the lyrics, and then the chants. We had people like the Last Poets. We did a track for them, one of the Hustlers Convention. So, and I think a lot of the younger bands, when they hear our music of the '70s, they hear the music and they say, "Well, I like that guitar lick, or I like that bass line, or that horn line," and they started to add that to their music. So,
Hmm.
answer your question, Ruth. One day, yeah, we might get back to that. I mean, I have seen like Mint Condition and other bands over the years that was into the music. So
Hmm.
one day
Mm-hmm.
we could
Mm-hmm.
get back to that. Now you
Yeah.
got Bruno Mars and all those guys. I mean, that's like a young cool gang. I mean, we did all
Yeah,
that
man.
back in the '70s. But it's good. It's a good thing.
Yeah,
My
that's
father
good.
used to always tell me that there's nothing new under the sun. So a lot of the acts that we see right now, are literally taking pages from your book and what you did.
Right.
One of the things, piggybacking off of what Mr. Root said in regards to the music that would play at the beginning of the song so that we can really get into the groove of the music. The other thing that we noticed that's so different between when you were doing your thing back in the olden day, as they would call it, and now are the lyrics. Lyrics just aren't the same. People aren't singing about things that really would penetrate the hearts of the listeners. So what do you think, the biggest thing or the biggest reason for that is? As early, why was the music, when you were coming in, when you were coming up, why was it so much different and so powerful then as opposed to now?
Hmm.
Well, the lyrics back during that time, I guess in the '60s, in the '70s, you had type of songs that would been that they were writing in Motown and Smokey Robinson and Marvin Gaye. They were dealing with lyrics. They were dealing with songs. I was just listening to something the other night, the Platters, you know,
Mm-hmm.
on, on the boardwalk, up on the roof. That was what was going on during that time. Today it's a whole nother vibe. You don't know what they might say, you know. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I mean, the record companies I think had a lot to do with that because they play what's
Uh,
hot, what's commercial. It's like Burger King and McDonald's.
Right.
They want to play what they can sell versus
Right.
the development of artists. Back then, it used to be the development artists. When you travel, I remember I used to be on the bus with the Delphonics or the OJs or the Intruders, and we all had that sort of camaraderie in terms of what we did. So long day here, I know she remembers the Delphonics.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
so, those guys who, that's what was going on then. Today, Well, you know what's going on today. We have our problems. You know, you have the fights in the street and the drive-bys and all that. But I don't want to get into that negative side. You know, I want to keep it
Well,
positive.
yeah. Music was more substantial back in the day, and the lyrics had more meaning than they do today. The music today, as Tahira would say, is trash. And I'm sorry.
I
I was trying
wouldn't
to
say
be.
all of it is trash.
But I want to know: is it pointless to ask you at this point?
Hilarious.
You know what your favorite what era of music is your favorite, because you've written for so many or every genre, I would say. So
I would
what's
have
your
to say
favorite?
the '60s um, and the '70s.
Okay.
Um, Not that I had a problem with the '80s, because Kool and the Gang had a lot of big records in the '80s.
Yeah.
Cherry,
Hmm.
Mhm.
um, you know,
Celebration.
Celebration of the '80s, but the '70s was, I guess, one of you said was more musical. You know, it was,
Yes.
you know, like Earth, Wind and Fire, or the Commodores, or War. Or some of those groups was more music driven, along with the lyrics.
Yeah.
Right.
And like I said in the beginning of the show, you guys have been sampled almost 2,000 times. It's just crazy. Like, wow. Mr. Bell, what are those publishing checks looking like, sir?
You
Not
heard
bad.
that laugh. You heard that laugh. He's
You heard
letting
that?
you know all.
That's a
That's
money
all you
laugh.
need
That's a
to
money
know
laugh.
with that laugh. I'm telling you right now.
Well,
Well,
I
you
was just
know,
gonna say, look at his outfit. He killing it.
You already know.
back in the day, though, see, we got into publishing a little later. Publishing was more controlled by, a BMI, your publishing company. We didn't really get into publishing until later, because they control
Okay.
all the publishing. When we found out that, hey, you get a piece of the publishing,
Mm.
a piece of the writers, and control of the mechanicals, because that's where the money was at, and mechanicals, publishing, and writing, and that's where it's
Mhm.
still at today, is in that area. So it's about knowing about the business, learning the business. It took us a while to learn
Okay.
what business was really about. But once you got into it, you said, "Oh, you asked me where's the money at? Got all these platinum albums on the wall. But what I have in my
Hmm.
bank account? I mean, who's
Right.
really making all the dough?"
Right.
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 But
And
some of the
I'm
other
really
guys got it together. Some of these younger guys, they got it together.
I'm glad you mentioned that, sir, because again, like you said, you guys found out later on, you know, that I'm supposed to be getting paid for this, especially you hear your bass lick on on another album, and it's just like, wow, I'm supposed to get paid from that. So, and I think you also mentioned that a lot of the hip hop guys was using it without permission. So I mean, I think that's a good learning lesson for those who are coming up in the industry to to handle that your business with publishing, whether you're signed to BMI, ASCAP. Again, you got to be on top of that stuff.
Mhm. Mhm.
Well, some of the younger guys got it together, though. I mean, you
Yeah.
learn older guys, that have more control of your publishing, your writing, controlling your music. And today you have social media, you have different shows that these young groups can do. We didn't have all that, back
Yeah.
coming up in the '70s and the
Right.
'60s
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
'70s. Yeah.
So many
Now you say
platforms.
you've been pretty much when you're on tours pretty much for most of the year. Can you tell us a bit about like one of the I guess your most memorable tours? With I guess other acts and artists.
Well, I have a couple of memorable shows. I did a show in Kenya, and it was for
Mm.
AIDS awareness. And the concept was no glove, no love. And it was
Mm.
trying to young boys to at least protect yourself. And
Right.
they were sponsored by GlaxoSmithKline, which is the big pharmaceutical company.
Yep.
We drew 500,000 people. That was one of our
Wow.
largest audiences.
Whoa,
Wow.
Yeah, in Kenya.
that's
Half a
huge.
million people.
Yeah, that was the largest audience we played in front of.
Now, what did that do? Hearing a half, because I know they were singing your music. I know they were bumping with you. I mean, what did that do? I mean, did you, while you were performing, did you kind of like take a minute and stop singing or stop playing to just kind of take it all in?
Not quite stop, but we was definitely taking it all in. Because
Okay. Okay.
they knew the music, the energy was there. It was such a great feeling to be in Kenya with so many of our people that's been listening to your music. Yeah,
That's awesome.
there's been other surprises in terms of touring. We did 48 shows with Van Halen, and people were saying, "How did that work? Kool and the Gang and Van Halen?
I know, right?
That's a
They
party.
rock fan, they rock. How's that gonna work?" But I have to say that David Lee Roth says, "Hey man," he said that when I was out in LA when we just started, we used to play jungle boogie and funky stuff with our bands in the club. And he said, "Hey man," he said, "in the '80s, you guys had Celebration, we had Jump." He said, 60% of my audience are women. He said, "I didn't know anything about all that." I said, "You guys wrote Ladies' Night." So he said, "Let's go out and have a party." He didn't care about this and that. The music works, it works. We're going to go out and do it. And we did 48 shows.
Wow.
And I think I speak for all the ladies when I say thank you for making the Ladies' Night anthem. That is some timeless music. It will never go out of style, and it will bring every woman to the dance floor if she has some soul in her body.
That's right. And that's goes for both versions, right? Even the Little Kim version.
The Little
Absolutely.
Kim version too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, they got it on. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yes, they have.
They did a really
They
good
had some
job.
great. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, sir, I know that you said that you during this whole pandemic, there's about 40 some odd shows that you all kind of missed out on. But I know that just because you may have missed out on shows, I know you didn't stop working. I know you didn't stop playing. So I mean, I don't know if it's going to be a spoiler alert, but can we expect something fresh coming from you soon?
Yeah, we're working on some things now.
Yeah.
Virtual shows where we all are playing from our house. I did some earlier today, and we have a song called World Peace. It's going to be quite interesting when it comes out. It should be out before the year is out.
Wonderful.
We look forward to
That's
that.
something to
We
look
forward
forward to. Absolutely.
Dealing
So
with
you say you
black
had new
people
projects.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Hey, Cole.
No, I said
okay.
dealing with exactly what's going on today. It's called World Peace.
Good.
Okay. So with all your platforms and you're watching all the music, have you been watching the versus battles that's been going on a weekly basis? Have you thought about doing one, or have y'all thought about getting on? Have you talked
Yeah,
to
that,
Switch?
that, that that's kind of we kind of kicking that around. And yeah, the one
Oh,
with was the Teddy Riley and with Big
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, people keep saying, you guys should do something with Earth, Wind, and Fire. 'Cause Earth, Wind, and
Woo!
Okay. Okay. I was gonna
Oh
ask
Lord.
who would you guys do the verses
That's the
with? And
only
Earth, Wind,
that's
and
the
Fire
only
would be hard.
It
That
would
would be
that's the
shut
only
hard.
one they could go
down.
up against
It
it.
would
That's the only one
shut
they could
it
go up against.
down.
Earth,
You
Wind, and
would have
Fire
people my age locked in.
That would be
we're known
nuts.
for ours. So maybe 2021, will be Kool and the Gang and Earth, Wind, and Fire. Either
Man,
touring together
listen.
or virtual reality sort of a concept with what they do and what we do.
We have
Wow.
a Facebook question here. One of my best friends, he's asking, what's your relationship with JT?
Well, JT, we were just inducted to the Songwriters Hall of Fame. I think it's a couple of years ago,
Congratulations.
Yes, sir.
and we hadn't really been with JT for a couple of years, and we, of course, we did Celebration together, and it was just
Nice.
like he had never left. But
Of
I'm
course.
a person who never say never, because you might find me say, "Well, I ain't gonna work with JT no more." And then you see me on the stage, "All right, cool again, JT
Right.
in 2021." So, but I mean, no, we talk. I talk from JT from time to time. And,
That's great.
it's kind of doing his thing. We're
Yep.
doing our thing, and it could possibly come together. Who knows?
Yeah. And for those of you who don't know, JT was one of the lead singers of Kool in the game. He led songs like Joanna, I believe, right?
Joanna, Fresh,
Fresh.
Celebrate.
Oh, and Celebration. Yeah. Fresh. Oh,
Down
Fresh.
That's
Man,
why
that's
I
a joint.
said. That's exactly why I said you have something fresh coming.
Oh,
See, I
pun. It
tried to
was
hit
a
him back with
pun.
his. See, there was pun intended there.
Ah,
See,
okay, I like what you did, James. I like what you
see?
did.
working
now,
on a
now,
lot
Mr.
of
Bell,
different things, you know.
every week we play a game called Talk It, Sing It with our guests who come on. So basically, the gist of the game is, you know how sometimes you hear a song, and so when you hear it with the music, you know you sing along with it. But without the music, if you just talk the lyrics, you're just like, I know that song, but I can't get it. So I'm gonna talk some lyrics, and you let me know what the song is. Got it?
All right.
I'm gonna be gentle. I'm gonna be gentle. I'm not gonna go too out the way. All right. So this first song, let's see here. As soon as you get the lyrics, let me know. As soon as you know what the song is, let me know. All right. Get up and dance to the music. Get on up and dance to the funky music. Dance to the music. All we need
Talking
is a
about
drummer. Huh?
Slide, family songs.
There you go.
Dance to the music. Yeah.
Uh-huh. All right, I got another one. Got another one. Let's see. I used to go to the parties and stand around because I was too nervous to really get down. But my body yearned to be free. I got up on the floor and found someone to choose me. No more standing along the side walls. Now I've got myself together, baby, and I'm having a ball. Long as you prove it, there's always a chance somebody watches, might want to make romance.
Well, you kind of cap me on that. Someone watching you, or
Uh-huh.
sliding, or
Say it again.
someone's watching you.
So that's in
Well,
the lyric. I'm gonna give you one more lyric. Move your body, oh baby. You dance all night to the groove and feel all right. Everybody's grooving on like a fool. But if you see me top down, let me in. Baby, just party high and low. Let me step into your erotic zone. Want me to tell you?
you kind of got me on that one too. Then.
All right, that's Marvin Gaye. Got to give it up.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
okay.
I guarantee you, if he would have heard the music, he'd have got it.
Yeah, he would have got it.
Yeah.
All right, last one. I'm in love and I won't lie. She's my girl and always on my mind. She gives me her love and a feeling that's right. Never lets me down, especially at night.
Well, that got to be Joanna. Isn't it?
Yeah. I said, now if he don't get his own song,
Okay.
oh man, that's cool. That's cool. Well, sir, I mean, you were a great guest, a legend.
Yes, sir.
We want to thank you for joining us on Root Access Live. Keep giving us this great music. We can't wait till you get back out there and tour, and hopefully we can come and see you. We want you to invite us as your very special guest on your next tour on the Northeast Run. How about that?
Absolutely. We're hoping that it'll be before this year is out. But if it's 2021, let's have some fun.
Let's have some fun. Come on, you hear that?
Let's have some fun.
Before you go,
Everybody-
sir.
I love it.
Before you go, sir,
Go ahead,
would you
Cole.
mind giving us your social media platform information again so we can follow you? And also, we want information on the Cool Champagne. So if you can plug that one more time before you go.
Well, our website is cooligang.com. And the champagne is lecoolchampagne.com. LEKOOL champagne.com.
Love
Thank
it.
you so
Love it.
much. It's been a pleasure having you sitting with a legend. Thanks you for gracing us with your presence. I'm extremely excited about today's interview.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much. Robert Kool Bell, ladies and gentlemen, from Kool in the Game.
Thank
All
you so
right.
much, sir.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right now.
Thank you, sir. Come on, let's jam.
Mm, mm,
Oh, what y'all know about Hollywood swinging?
mm, mm.
Hey, hey,
Got to say,
what you got to say? Woo, dope.
I just wanted
Dope
to show
interview,
y'all
guys.
I wanted to that was a dope interview, but I wanted to
Tomorrow's Juneteenth. Move it over a little bit.
all
There.
right, you got it a little bit.
Don't forget, guys, tomorrow is Juneteenth. And a lot of companies, man, we were talking earlier, companies and states have acknowledged Juneteenth as a national holiday, as a federal holiday. So basically, we're waiting for the United States, I guess, to recognize it as a national holiday. But Jinx was saying that in Delaware and in
Literally,
Pennsylvania.
just today.
Today.
Wow, my
Y'all see
wife said
that?
the champagne is sold out. Jeez.
Already. See,
All right, well,
wow.
he got some dough coming in.
Yeah, with
All
along with
in that
those
bank
checks.
account.
He all right. Y'all listen, y'all heard that laugh. I aspire to laugh like him one day.
Me too. I'm gonna
I
laugh like that.
aspire I don't got
Yo,
that
how's
laugh
your
yet.
publishing check, sir?
I don't got that laugh yet, but I'm gonna have it. Like
That's the money
Claim
laugh, bro.
claim it. But you could tell by his whole demeanor, his outfit, he had the buttons down with
Yo,
the
next
chain.
week I'm coming like that next week. I'm letting y'all know. I'm getting
yeah.
the chain. I'm gonna tell my grandmother, see if my grandfather has any of those chains left. And I'm
Okay.
wearing a button down. I got a brand new button down for my
Pinky ring.
little sister Ming. I'm gonna put this on my pinky,
Pinky.
and I'm gonna just have champagne bottles behind me.
That's it.
Like, and that's what we doing. I'm gonna be like
That's what we're
this,
doing.
and I'm gonna practice my money laugh,
But gotta practice the money.
and that's what it is,
Yep.
guys. I'm looking at the samples, man. Summer Madness came out in 1974, so you got Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. You know they sold mad records of Summertime.
Mm-hmm.
You know how we do it, Ice Cube, Doggy Dog World by Snoop Dogg. First of all, Doggy Style sold 10 million records. So this is what I'm saying. The publishing, and it's 214 more just from that one song.
Wow.
So people across all genres, and this is one song we're talking about. So when you talk about making music that transcends generations, with the pop, yo, some people are too cool for school, and Robert Kool Bell is one of those. You know, just to be chilling, anytime you got the shirt open, 3 buttons open, yo, you cool, bro.
Hey,
You
hey,
like cool.
your wife said don't do that, bro.
Oh, I'm doing it next week, bro.
Don't do it. Don't do
And y'all can see only here, so y'all can't even see my belly. So, because it wouldn't be real sexy with the belly. But if I just got the shirt on, and I'm gonna shave the taco meat, and I'm chilling, and I'm gonna be like this next week. And I admonish you, Jinx, to follow suit.
Okay.
Because if Coco could come on here, and
I'm
you know she got the little thing on with the necklace, like yo, why can't we?
I'm judging y'all. I'm telling y'all.
And my first name is Robert too.
You're gonna do it.
I'm Robert Kool James. Like what?
Yeah.
That's what we doing.
Yo,
He's cool. I want to be like that. And he's 70 years old. When I'm 70, that's how I want to be. I want to laugh like that. And I'm gonna have my shirt on and my chain.
That's
it.
With the pinky ring. We good.
Oh, he's cool.
Kim,
it's gonna be a cool takeover next week, Coco.
It's gonna be a cool takeover, bro.
Kim, I'm holding you.
Tahira, stop hating. Stop hating on my man.
At 6:50 next Thursday, I'm gonna need y'all to inspect y'all and see what they got on, because they be on this show like that, coming out with taco meat and pinky rings. That's not what we're gonna do. We're not coming like that. That's not what we're gonna do.
So that was a dope interview, man. Like I said,
Yeah.
I love interviewing the legends, and hearing their their thoughts on what's going on now. And like he said, they missed out on 40 shows in only 3 months, guys. Like
That's
in
a
12
lot,
weeks.
bro. Like
That's a lot of shows, bro.
that
So
means
these
they are
artists,
still
man,
so relevant.
yes, yeah, that's what I'm saying. The music, man, it's about the music. I mean, you have people who literally have like 3 hit songs who tour all the time. But
Right.
when they have a catalog. So as soon as he said the verses stuff, Coco, I'm just in my mind, I'm like, only Earth, Wind, and Fire. That's it. That can rival them. Like I said about Kirk and Fred. Yeah, that's the only band, bro.
That's it.
Well, I'm glad he said it because I was going to ask him who did he think would be suitable to go against them or to go head to head.
We need that.
You know what I
That was-
wonder? I
support
wonder
that.
if Timbo and Swiss actually hit them up about it. Like,
I
cause he
wonder
said
that too.
he said people are talking about it, but I wonder if Timbo and Swiss hit them up.
They need to be, because first of all, that would be such a great history lesson
Oh my God.
for the young ones, because I mean, people, like you said, people don't know, where this music comes from. You know what I mean? Like they sample it, but they don't know, and that's authentic music. Both those bands, I mean, they have catalogs.
Yes.
And that would be dope, man. And for them, it would need to be a live battle. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't want them to press no buttons.
Yeah.
I want them going head to head. That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
Nice. Speaking of verses, tomorrow, Juneteenth again.
Yes.
I want to show my shirt, but tomorrow is Juneteenth, and the versus battle will be Alicia Keys and Mr. John Legend himself. So that's going to be
dope.
It's going to be real soul.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. So if you are listening tomorrow, I will be on WIMG at 6 p.m. I'll be done by 7:55, so I can get home to watch the versus battle. I'm really excited.
You leaving early?
Oh yeah, I'm leaving early tomorrow, so I can watch that.
Beanie, you hear this?
Beanie, Maggie, do you hear this?
Oh, she went to Maggie. No,
Or you went over Beanie's. You see Beanie? You see she's showing off.
No, I ain't showing off, but no, I'm really excited. It's been a while since we had a good a versus in the first place. I think it's been like 2 weeks. The last one was Kirk Franklin and Fred Hammond. That was pretty dope.
Yeah.
We needed that. It was on point and at the right time and right at the height of all the riots and protesting. So we needed that word right there. So I'm pretty excited.
Absolutely.
Also, happy Father's Day to all the fellas out there. I just wanted to let y'all know that I'm still thinking about you. And I know that on Mother's Day, I give a lot of credit to the ladies, but I told everybody that I was going to keep the same energy with the fellas. I'm not going to discredit y'all. And especially right now during this time, we need y'all more than ever. So happy Father's Day to the fellas. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
And,
appreciate you.
Continue leading and mentoring. I did not dish you, Beanie. Don't do that.
Straight.
I didn't. No, I didn't. I even said it on Monday. I told y'all, Maggie and Beanie, I'm leaving early on Friday.
She on here showing her aspirin. I thought I was gonna curse, right?
On that note, it's time to roll. Hey, Coco, take us out of here. Take us out of here.
Shout out to everybody who's listening, who's watching. Continue to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. We'll see y'all next Thursday. Lord willing, and the creeks don't rise. We'll be here on Thursday.
Okay, Grandma.
Another Brute Access Live. Stay tuned for the next edition. Take us out of here. Good night, everybody. Y'all have a good Father's Day weekend.
Love y'all. Happy Father's Day, all the fathers out there.
Enjoy your and happy birthday to me on Monday.
Happy birthday. Love y'all. Happy Father's Day, Root.
ST Bullock for the music.
No doubt.
Yeah.